Hey, I'm Adam Jusko, and this is Strictly Credit Cards, where we talk about strictly credit cards. Subscribe, why don't you? In this video, we're going to talk about the PNC Cash Rewards Visa. Now, PNC is a little bit of a smaller bank, but kind of a big bank too. So it is sort of in the middle. It covers around 35 to 40% of the country, mostly the eastern part of the United States, so plenty of branches and plenty of coverage, although it does not cover the whole US. So we are going to look at the best of the PNC credit cards, in my opinion, the PNC Cash Rewards Visa. If you have PNC in your area, the PNC Cash Rewards Visa is a pretty strong cashback card. It gives you cash back using the following formula. You get 4% back on gas purchases, 3% back on dining purchases, 2% back on grocery store purchases, 1% back everywhere else. There is an $8,000 cap on those gas, dining, grocery purchases combined per year. So if you go over $8,000 in purchases in those categories, beyond $8,000, you'd go back to the regular 1% rate on those purchases. What constitutes a year is the year since you opened the account, not the calendar year. So if you open the account, on June 1st, it would go from June 1st to May 31st. That would be the year in terms of how you would figure out that $8,000 cap. When you become a new Cash Rewards Visa cardholder, you do have a bonus opportunity. You can earn $100 if you spend $1,000 with the card in the first 3 billing cycles once your account is opened. And in terms of actually getting your hands on that cash back, you can redeem your cash back once you have earned at least $25. You can get it as a statement credit, meaning it goes against purchases you have made with the card, goes right onto your credit card bill and basically cancels out purchases you have made. Or you can have the $25 or more put into a PNC account, a checking account, savings account, or other account with PNC. So looking at those rewards overall, the 4% on gas, very good, very hard to match that otherwise in the market on a no annual fee card. 3% on dining, also good. 2% on groceries, okay. And then obviously 1% on everything else is pretty industry standard. Now that $8,000 cap, probably not a problem for too many people, but if you are someone that is a fairly heavy spender on everyday groceries, I could see getting you up there where maybe you would start to hit that $8,000 cap if you use this card for groceries and dining and your gas purchases. So if you thought you might hit that cap, it might make sense to have this card for most of your everyday purchases, but maybe complement it with another cashback card where you could get 3% on dining or 2% on groceries. And there are other cards on the market that you can fairly easily do that. So you might want to pair it up with another one if you were worried about hitting that $8,000 cap. In terms of the bonus, $100 on $1,000 spending, not really that great for a new card holder. Not terrible, but you can find other cards on the market where you could get $150 or $200 as a new card holder and not even have to spend as much as $1,000 to do it. So again, not terrible, but not as good as some other things on the market. In terms of redemptions, it's never great when you have to wait till you earn $25 to redeem, but it's really not that big of a deal anyway. If you only earned $15 or $20 and you wanted to redeem it and you couldn't, for the most part, that's not that much money. So it's not like it's really life-changing either way. It's always nice if you can redeem for less, but not a big deal. Other features to maybe consider, not on the rewards end, this card does have a 0% balance transfer offer. You can get 0% for 12 months if you transfer balances onto this card from other cards that you might have. Note that there is a 3% balance transfer fee, so you're going to have to pay an upfront fee of 3% of whatever that balance is that you might move on to this card. In terms of foreign transaction fees, 3% on purchases that you make with this card outside of the United States. There are other no annual fee cards on the market where you can have 0% on those foreign transactions. Even though the 3% is somewhat of an industry standard, there are more and more cards being introduced that don't have foreign transaction fees. So this one doesn't compare favorably on that front. In terms of everyday interest rate, as I make this video, you could be approved anywhere from 12.99% on the low end to 22.99% interest rate on the high end. Overall, those are fairly industry standard, probably a little less overall. So if you have a good credit score, obviously you would be lower in terms of the interest rate you get. On the high end, 22.99%, definitely not great, but there are plenty of credit cards that go a lot higher. Everyone always wants to know what credit score it would probably take to be approved for various credit cards. When I look at this credit card, look at what it's offering, I would have to guess that this is a card that if you are over 700, most people would probably be approved. If you're in the 650 to 700 range, you're probably a little more dicey in terms of approval. Below 650, a little less likely. Now, if you have an ongoing existing relationship with PNC, you already have bank accounts with them and you have some kind of track record with them, even if your credit score is a little bit lower, that would probably increase your chances of being approved for this card. If you don't have any prior relationship with PNC, they'll probably hold you to a little higher standard. Overall, pretty nice cashback card from PNC. If you were looking for just one card to hold, this is the type that oftentimes I would suggest, something that is going to give you enhanced rewards in those everyday categories. So that's pretty nice. If you already have a relationship with PNC, it would make sense that this might be a card that you would hold. Again, that 4% on gas is great. You do have that 8,000 cap on those enhanced categories. So if you thought you might hit it, you might also want to look at complementing this with another card that would match that 3% on dining or that 2% on groceries, or maybe even do better in those categories. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching again. Please subscribe and we'll see you soon.